Hello, I'm James Michael Shields of Holistic Serenity, and today I wanted to talk to you about the very fundamentals of marketing a spiritual business. Because you may not even know what marketing really is. So I thought I would just explain the concept, what it is, and why you need it. Because fundamentally, any business always starts with an idea for a product or a service or a skill. So you might be a very talented tarot reader, you might be a healer, you might be a psychic, and you might be thinking, well, I've got this amazing skill, how do I make some money from it? Because ultimately, that's what a business is all about. You want to make some money from a skill or a service or a product that you have made. So that's always the starting point, the very first building block of a business, to be fair, is your skill, your service, your product, whatever it is. So then the very next thing is you have to learn how to sell it. Because if you're not selling it, you're not making any money. So stage number 2, the next building block, is sales. And if you are in business, you have to learn how to sell. It's just the way that it is. No matter how good you are, you can be the best at anything and everything you do, but you will fail time and time again until you learn how to sell. And the thing is, there's again a lot of negative thoughts around what sales is. We've all experienced a bad salesperson. We've all experienced someone really pushy, go on, buy now. Oh, come on, don't make up your mind, make it, come on. I know you want it. I know really over the top, really not very friendly, not a very good experience for you. And you, because you've not enjoyed that experience, you don't want to put that experience on other people too. Which, who does? Very pushy salespeople. But you don't want to be a pushy salesperson. But you think all sales is pushy, so you don't like doing sales, I don't like selling myself, I don't like making the money, because many of us have this money mindset block. I'm going to cover that in a much later video, but many years of programming have taught many of the general populace that money is the devil, money is evil. How many movies have you seen where the villain is some rich big corporate suit with the big corporate money, and he's paying all these big things out, and he's the little man has to fight against him to overthrow the big corporation. David and Goliath. It's always the way. And because of these sorts of tropes, these sorts of stereotypes, that we start to think things negatively, like money. We think, oh well, if you have lots of money, you've got to be evil. It's not nice. You've got to screw people over to get ahead in business, to have that sort of money. And that is just simply not true. But of course, they don't, the powers that be don't want everyone to be rich, because they want people who are going to, work in the factories and work in the lower level jobs and work in all these things that they want to, basically take advantage of you for. Because if everyone has their own business, everyone's trying to do their own thing, who's going to do the work of an employee? Who's going to, when you go to a supermarket, who's going to stack the shelves and what the cashier till? So they want to keep you all fighting for scraps. They don't want you to be successful. Really, if I'm being brutally honest, that's we live in a society of the ability to be whatever you want, to do whatever you want, to get anywhere that you desire. Whatever your dreams, you can make them come true. And you can, but it's very hard to fight against the social programming to keep you in place. If you are going to buy a house and get hundreds of thousands of pounds in debt, everyone applauds you. Well done, you bought a house, that's amazing. You're now a couple of $100,000 in debt. But if you're going to invest a couple of $100,000 into a business that could make you millions, everyone's like, oh no, you sure you want to do that? Oh, you sure you want to do that? That's a big risk. It's a big risk. Buy a house that you could end up not being able to pay for and lose all that money anyway isn't just a bigger risk. Society has got certain norms that they will support and they will push you for, and others they will not. So you really have to become unprogrammed. You have to learn to rewire that computer, rewrite your script, so that sales is not a bad thing. Earning money is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And when you learn how to sell properly, you don't need to give people the hard sell. You just need to let them know the value of working with you and how the working with you will be so much more value to them in their life than what they're paying you, that it's a no-brainer to make that payment and come and work with you. So when you're starting a business, you have your product, then you have your sales building block, and then after sales comes marketing. Because if you just have a salesperson, they can only reach so many people, they can only talk to so many people, they can only go door to door, they can phone people, all these things, but there's only one team doing that. And what marketing does is it takes your message and spreads it around as much as possible to as many people as possible. So that could be something simple as putting posters in certain local shops where you know that your kind of customers are going to be. You could put flyers at your local spiritual church, spiritual groups. You could go online and post in spiritual places. There's loads of techniques, and of course I'll be taking you through a lot of these over the coming weeks and months. But once you've got your product and your sales process sorted, then you need your marketing to reach as many people as possible so you can scale your business and actually earn a lot more from it. So you might be saying, well, I just need to learn sales then. And actually, if you do, but here's the real juice of it all. If your marketing works properly, you don't even need to sell. Because people will book online, they'll book with you, or buy from you, without even having to talk to them, without even having to do the hard sell. Because marketing can do all of it for you without having to do the hard sell. So again, how would you do that? Well, the key is everything in this world is about trust. Okay? So when you're selling to someone, you've got to get them to trust that what you're saying is true. That what you're trying to sell to them, they believe in, and they see that the value that you're selling to them is true. So that when you say, I can help you beat anxiety, I can help you beat depression, I can help you decide whether or not this person is right for you, whether they're your soulmate or whether it's just a flash in the pan, whether or not that you can, you're going to get that job, or whether or not I can help you become more focused and more determined, whether I can help you overcome the trauma of your youth, help you overcome any negative thoughts, your anxieties, your anchors in phobias, all of these things. As spiritual healers, we can help people hugely change their lives. More than just giving them a pill and suppressing the symptoms, we can actually help you fundamentally change your life for the better in many different ways. And that's really powerful. How much is that worth to people? And this is what you've got to think about. How much is what you can offer people worth? What would someone pay to never be depressed again? Or to have a severely reduced amount of depression? Or to reduce their anxiety? How much is that worth? I mean, the amount of anxiety and anxious feeling and that horrible feeling in your stomach and that worry and that, just all of that. If you could just take that away for people, what would that be worth? A lot of money, I can imagine. So what you've got to understand is, what is it that actually fundamentally you do to help people? What is it that you can help them with? What is the problem that you solve? And this is step one. What is the problem that you solve? And step two is who do you solve it for? And step three is then you've got to get those whose problem, you've got to be able to convince them that you solve that problem and build trust in that person. And then finally, you've got to take away all risk that what they're spending out is not going to pay off. So if you're charging someone, say, €1,000, pounds, dollars for a series of treatments that you say by the end of their treatments they will be completely depression free, happy, their life will be radically changed, and they will be able to completely different human being. In a year's time they're literally going to be living the life that they always dreamed of, far more than they ever would without your help. A, how much do you think that's worth? Or B, how do you prove that? Well, the key would be to have case studies of other people where you've done that before. But what if you've not done that before? Well, you may be just starting out, you may be just learning these things. What you need to try and do is essentially find someone that you can help for free in exchange for them being a case study, in exchange for them giving you a testimonial. Now these these people are the kind of people that you want to fundamentally, you're really going to help them. You're going to help them change their life. And if they're not prepared to give you a testimonial, then do they really want to change? Because this is another big thing that I'm not really going to go into, but many people out there, no matter how much you can help them, no matter how much you can make them their life better, some of them are just terrified to change. Because, you know, they're happy in their misery. I know this sounds insane, but a lot of people have gotten used to the way that they live within their misery, and to change that for them is actually very difficult for them to come to terms with, and actually to comprehend and to know what their life's going to be like. They've built themselves a comfort zone, they don't want to get out of that comfort zone. But if you can really help someone and you're prepared to do it for free so that they see the results, and then you can use those results as a lightning rod to bring other people who will pay you for those services, then do it. I offer this free training course and these free information here in this group purely because I know that in the long term people are going to see massive results from what I offer. Massive. If you've done any of my 5-day, 30-day challenges, I've seen people quadruple their business with just a few simple lessons and a few simple things that they put into place. And that is possible very easily if you follow the right processes. And this is what you can do with marketing. If you do the right processes with marketing, you'll be able to sell your services, you'll be able to build the trust in people, you'll be able to convey who you are and make people believe and even love you with what you're putting out. So then when it comes to actually asking them, would you like to work with me, would you like to pay to have my services, it should be a no-brainer. And then if you say at the end of it, well, if you don't see the results within 30, 60, 90 days, it's a money back guarantee, well then that takes out all the risk. So then they're like, okay, yeah, I'll spend with you if I'm going to get my money back if I don't see the results. Because you know that you can guarantee those results. But this is obviously the key. If you don't think you can guarantee the results, if you don't have faith in what you do, then how are you going to give them a risk-free service? How are you going to help them to trust you? So you've got to have that faith in yourself, and you've got to know that what you can do is going to help them. And you've got to know that what you're going to do is the best for them. So I hope that helps to explain sort of what marketing sort of is. It's getting your message out to more people using many different techniques, but it's building those fundamental steps. It's selling before you even have to sell, so you don't have to. You do all of it through your marketing, through your posts, through your content, through your landing pages, your website, through your lives, through videos just like this one. And you keep talking to your clients, and you keep conveying what you do, and you keep talking to them, and you keep providing value. Because the more value and the more they trust you, the more they value your opinion, the more they value what you're telling them is true, more that you can give them actionable actions. You can give them things to go away and do, things to go away and think about, things to actually put in place that they can see the value from, they can actually see work. Then they'll come back for more. And eventually, when they are in a place where they can afford to spend with you, or they want to spend with you, or they totally trust in you, then they will spend with you. So I hope that's been useful, guys. I really appreciate everyone here in the group. Drop me a little hashtag below saying #marketing if you've taken away what this is all about today. But if you're still a bit unsure about all of it, if you want a bit more information about this, put #unsure. There we go. So if you've found today really useful, if you think you understand the fundamentals of marketing, put #marketing in the comments below. If you're still unsure and you would like me to do more content about those fundamental building blocks and how you put them together, put #unsure. And I shall see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.